Hello. Good evening, everyone. This is Topsy Gift here in Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine. It's been an awesome week. We've been busy talking about families, marriage, and a lot of things. And I believe that a lot of us are learning already on how to, teach our children and make them better persons in the society. So, can anybody see me? Can you hear me? My name is Topsy Gift and I'm here in Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine. So guys, let's talk about another beautiful topic today. So who is there? Who is there? Please tell me where you're watching from. I will be glad. Today I believe will be another awesome moment. Will be another great day that people would learn from what I have to say today. Growing up without a father, hashtag true life story, hashtag building minds. Yesterday we looked at a topic titled why righteousness should not be based on outward appearance. That was what we did yesterday. And I thank God because it was great. I learned a lot from all of you out there. We shared minds together. And you learned from me, I learned from you. And that is what life is all about. You learn from me, I learn from you, and then we get a better knowledge on how to, how to build ourselves, how to build our families, how to become personalities, how to be how to build a better generations, in our kids and ourselves as parents as well. So guys, as you come in, please help me share this video. Few months ago I shared my life story on Facebook. I don't know how many of you who missed that episode. I would beg you to watch it. If you perhaps missed my true life story on Facebook, you can check it out on my YouTube channel, and I believe you'll be blessed. I believe you will learn something from it. I believe you'll be glad that you did. After that true life story I did on Facebook, a lot of people were grateful to the fact that I was able to share my true life story. A woman said to me that she thought that she actually went through hell while she was growing up. She didn't know that she never went through half of the thing I went through as a person. Hello. Hello Woko, Ozo, Iman, Emmy, thank you for joining. God bless you. Wow, you're in Katsina State. Wow. May God protect you. May God protect you. And I wish you all the best in your service there in Katsina State. How is your family? Hope they are doing great. Hello Idara Wafo, thank you for joining. Sani Ismaila, thank you for joining. I can't see other names right now. Please just say hi and tell me where you're watching from. My name is Topsy Gift, and I'm bringing to you this event, this stuff from Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine. So guys, like I was saying, I shared my true life story on Facebook a few months ago. For those of you who didn't watch, please check out my YouTube channel, Topsy Gifts. You will see all the series I've done, my life stories and other stuff I've done, so you can, watch and be blessed. So, that, like I was saying, I shared this true life story on Facebook, and I got a lot of feedback. I got people were even thanking me. They were really amazed. They were telling me, thank you so much for sharing this. So a woman I didn't even know told me that she downloaded the stuff and inboxed it. She copied the link rather and inboxed it to a friend of hers who was going through pain, who was going through hell in her life, and she was almost giving up as an individual. So the woman said, I just bumped into your Facebook live and I saw your life experience. I clicked on it, and by the time I finished listening, I was already with tears. I was already crying. I was already weeping. And what she did was she copied the link and inboxed her friend who was going through sad times, who was going through hard time in her life, and she was feeling like giving up. She was feeling like giving up. She didn't have a reason to live again. She didn't have a reason to live again. And that was how she inboxed the link to this woman, and the woman watched it, and she was really blessed. And that Facebook live story saved that woman from committing suicide. That's Facebook live video I shared saved that woman from committing suicide. So you never can tell who your story will save out there, you get. So, and you never can tell how many people are on depression, how many people are facing depression, how many people are feeling like giving up on themselves, how many people are feeling like killing themselves and giving up on life. My husband just joined. Clement, thank you for joining. Please share this video and invite your friends. Today's topic, it's going to be a wonderful topic. It's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful, and that is why I don't want to rush into starting this topic. I want you all to help me share the link. Help me invite your friends. Help me invite your friends, because parents and guardians will really learn from what I have to say today. A lot of people will learn from what I have to say. So guys, help me share the link and invite your friends. Help me share the link and invite your friends and invite your friends. Help me share the link. Share, guys. Share the link and invite your friends. Today's topic is going to be a blessing. Today's topic is going to be a blessing. Trust me. I believe God that a lot of people will learn from today's topic. So who is sharing? Help me share the video, guys. Help me share the video as you come in and invite your friends. I'm trying to invite my friends here on my contact list, so I can bring them to come and hear what I have to say today. You get? So so they can be lifted. So as you come in, please tell me where you're watching from. Tell me where you are watching from. I want to Thank you so much, Williams. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for inviting your friends. God bless you. I'm really grateful. Others who have not shared and who have not invited their friends, please do well to do so, because I believe you'll be helping somebody out there. I believe you'll be helping somebody out there. You'll be helping a lot of people out there. Believe me. Today I'm going to be sharing part of my life story that I shared a few months ago. But this time around, I shared a general life story without really telling you about, you know, the father aspect, the real father aspect, because my life story is is more than a book. I told somebody about just a bit of my life story, and she was already weeping. For all the persons I've ever told my life story, they actually wept. They actually wept because they don't believe that it's human, it's a woman or a girl or a little girl that would actually go through what I went through as a human, as a girl, for God's sake. Not even as a guy. I know they say guys are really strong. So, but going through it as a girl, it's wow. So, just at the peak of sharing my life experience growing up as a child, a lot of people weep. Hello, ma. Elizabeth Ali, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share the video and invite your friends. And as you come in, tell me where you're watching from. Tell me where you're watching from. I'm gonna be sharing to you a true life story, my own true life story today. Like I said, I shared my true life story a few months ago, but I'm gonna be telling you about the father aspect, what we went through as children, growing up as a child without a father figure, without a physical, without a father figure. It's hell. It's like heaven. It's like hell on it's like hell on earth. It's like really hell on earth. It's something you will not pray for your enemy to really experience. A lot of people have their fathers with them, and they don't understand the gift that God has given to them, and they don't understand what God has done to them as an individual. So some of them they don't understand until they lose their fathers, or until they have a father who is an irresponsible father. They will understand what others are going through who perhaps don't even have a father. Tell me where you're watching from. Hello, Sir Philip. Thank you so much for joining. We missed your presence yesterday. I hope you're doing great. Okay, it's a great evening from here. Okay, tell me where you're watching from, please. I'll be glad to know where you're watching from. I'm Topsy Gift, and I'm here in Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine. So as you come in, please share the video, invite your friends, and tell me where you are watching from, because today's topic is going to enlighten our parents out there, and a lot of people who are aspiring to be fathers and who are aspiring to be mothers, and they don't know that it's not just about giving birth. It's not just about being given a child as a gift, because there was an article I wrote that children are God's gift to man and to woman, to humans. God entrusts those children into your hands. You are the first God that your children they are encountering. So the first being that the children came to meet is you. So you are the physical number one God that they are seeing. So God made you a God, so you can be a God to your children before you then introduce them to the supernatural God, that they will later have relationship with. But at first, at birth, at teenagehood, at adulthood, you are the God that they are seeing physically, and that is why the impact you make in their life today is very important for their tomorrow. It's very important for their tomorrow. So I want to help some, with my life story, I want to help some parents who are who are blessed with kids, or who are going to be blessed with kids in the future, how to help these children, and to make them personalities, to build them to become world changers, to build them to become history makers, to build them to become
a human that the whole world will be yearning, for, the whole world will be, searching to get. Everybody will be envy of your own children. So I want to be using my life story to talk about, today's topic, growing up without a father, growing up without a father. Some people will say, I don't think the topic is interesting for me because I grew up with a father. So I don't think I need this. Well, wait until you hear what I'm going to say. You will see that there are some people who grew up with even a physical father who did not feel the touch, the impact of a true father, especially I'm basing on the girl child today. I'm sorry, I would have put hashtag the girl child. Because I will probably be talking about the boy child later. But today I will basically be looking at the girl child. There are some girls who have physical fathers, but they live as though they don't have a father, because there are roles that the father is supposed to play that the father perhaps did not know that he is supposed to be that particular being to them. There are roles that fathers are supposed to play in the family that they are not playing because either they are too busy to do that or they don't even know their roles as fathers. Some father thinks that the only thing the kids need to get is just to get food, get shelter. And then the father will ask them, have you done your home assignments? Linda, have you done your home assignment? Bring your book and let me see. And afterwards, go, okay, do it like this, it's okay, it's not okay, do it. And that's all. And sometimes they go out for shopping, sometimes they go out to play, and they think they've done everything. They think they've done basically everything that the child needs from them. Well, I don't think so. Today you will hear what I'll be saying today. You will hear how that some of our fathers have missed it. Some of our fathers have missed the real deal, the real importance of being a father. The fatherhood is very important to a girl child and to every children, especially, and to a girl child. Now, today I'll be looking at the girl child using my life story. So, and today it's not just, I believe the mothers will also learn from what I'm talking about, because I'll do a bit of I will be putting in the mother's side of it little, but I will talk more on the father's aspect. So it is very important. It is very, very important, because if we don't get to be the real fathers that these children needs, well, they might be longing for the fatherhood somewhere else. And guess what? They might be getting into the hands of the wrong ones. And that might not be good for their lives. That might not be good for them, because you never can tell who they are mingling out with out there. So, growing up without a father. Some people who are on Facebook today who know that I have a father, some of them will say, what is she talking about? Topsy Gift, I used to know your father. What are you saying? How can you say you don't have a father? well, let me tell you. Sometimes you would have a physical father structure, and you will still not have a father. It sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy. It sounds like it's not true. You will have a physical man who is always in the house, who is, around the house, who you are bearing his name, and he is feeling that, oh, I have children, I am the father. And right inside the heart of the children, they know that they don't have fathers. They know within themselves that they don't have fathers. Hello, my give blessing Amos. Thank you for joining. God bless you, ma. Thank you so much. Please help me share the video and invite your friends. Help me share the video and invite your friends, please. And as you come in, help me share the video and also tell me where you are watching from. I'll be glad if you tell me where you are watching from. Okay, so guys, that was what I was talking about. And you know, some persons have physical father structure in the home, but they don't have fathers. And you know, the myth here is that the fathers, the man who is the father, is thinking in his heart that these children are my children, because he can order them around, because he can say, Van Vika, sit here. Chidebere, sit here. Nonso, sit here. Oh, Andrew, sit here. Sandra, come here. Do this, do that. So they have, the father is feeling, the man is feeling that, oh, I am the Lord. Oh, these are my children. Oh, I am a father. But right inside the mind of the children, it is totally different thing altogether. It is totally a different thing altogether. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Ma. She said shared, and I'm watching from Spain. Wow. How is Spain today, and how is the family? Thank you so much for sharing, and God bless you. So that is what some of these persons, some of these fathers will be thinking, that because I put a roof under their head, I pay their fees, I pay the light bills, I provide food for them, I check their home assignments, and you know, that's all. So I think I've done it all. Well, don't be too sure, because I was once a child living in a home where I had a physical father, but right in my heart I had no father. Right in my heart I had no father, but I had a physical man who was always dominating, who was always commanding, and you know, trying to make you feel that of course he is your father, he gave birth to you, yes. So he was always there trying to, you know, affirm to us that he is a father. You know, but to me, right inside my heart, I didn't know about my sisters. Of course, later I got to know about my brother and about some of my sisters. We didn't have a father. We didn't have a father. We just have a structure. At a point, it got to a point where when we grew up as adults, we were thinking of removing his name from our, you know, from our documents. We were feeling like it got to that extent where we wanted to remove his name from our documents and everything that, you know, had to do with us, because he wasn't to us a father. He was just a structure. He was just a human being living in the same house with us, but not a father to us. And I'm going to be telling you reasons why some children can't be living with their physical parents, but do not have them as fathers in heart. As fathers in heart. You won't believe, because my father didn't know that we actually see him that way. You see the problem here. He didn't know that while he was there feeling like a God, feeling like a father, he wasn't a father in our heart. So I can't imagine the number of children out there living with their parents but do not feel like they have a father. I wish the heart of every man can be open for a father to see that I have 5 kids, but none of them sees me as a father. He could look back to himself and see how terrible of a father he has become. I wish it can be possible, because a lot of men will retrace their steps. A lot of men will begin to learn how to be a better father to their children, how to be a better father to their children, because it will really, really help them. It will really, really help them, and it will really help their families. It will really help the children. So, like I was saying, we had a father who was there at home, feeling like a father, but to us was never a father. To us, he was never a father. He was never our father. Why was he never a father? Because he never showed to us. Okay, to him, he showed to us that he is a father. To his understanding of what fatherhood, of father-children relationship, or what a father is all about. He thought he had all the wisdom or all the knowledge that is needed to, understand that, to prove to children or his wife that he is a husband and a father. But he never knew he was getting it all wrong. He never knew he was getting it all wrong because he doesn't even have a clue. He doesn't even really understand of what a father is. So he was just living in shadow. He was just living in his own imagination. He was just living in his own brain. Okay? I understand that some people, some mothers or some fathers out there want to use the method that their own mothers used 200 years ago, or 150 years ago, or 100 years ago, to train up a child that is born in a new century. Okay? You might be getting wrong. That is why you have to keep learning as a father. You have to keep learning as a mother. You have to keep learning to understand your children, understand how you can relate with them, and how you can better your father-children relationship, or father-wife or husband-wife relationship. So if you don't keep learning, you might be raising a better generation with a pattern that was used to raise you, that was not perhaps properly a good pattern for raising these children. It's wrong, because you know why I'm saying this, because I remember several times my father told us that his own father never trained him in school. So if any of us want to go to school, we have to train ourselves. How did it sound? It sounded like it's crazy. It's crazy, right? You can't imagine how a father who is proud to be a father can open his mouth to tell his children this kind of thing. For those of you, like I said, for those of you who had listened to my life story, on Facebook a few months ago, you could understand where I'm coming from. We were so hurt. If you didn't watch that video, I beg you to watch and share it as well, because somebody might be learning something from that life story I put up there, because it was so painful. It was so painful. We saw hell living as innocent children who did not bring themselves to the world. We just came to the world, and instead of us to enjoy the beautiful physical God that God has entrusted into our hands as parent, as father, we started seeing something we never bargained for. We started seeing something we do not understand. We started seeing, attitudes and treatments that we really cannot tell. We really couldn't tell. So we were like, how did we get to this place? Why is this whole thing? Because when you look at the life of other children, relationship between them and their parents, and how the children are so proud to have a father, and you could just physically see what's the fun of really having a father, how it looks like. You'll be wondering if you were a cursed child, or if God actually intentionally put you into the family to go to go through hell. If you were a forbidden child, if you were never meant to come to earth, if you are never meant to, to have fun and to see the beautiful side of life. So this was what part of the things we saw in that I saw in my own family growing up as a girl child without a physical father. Now let me tell you one of the things I saw from my father. Before I tell you that, let me tell you who a father is. Let me tell you who a true father is. Excuse me. A father, it's like one who has the ability to protect a child. It doesn't matter the gender of this child. The father will have to, provide for the child. The father would have to, affirm to this child, especially if the child is a female child. You have to continually affirm to that child how beautiful she is, how intelligent she is, how much she is smart. And to all children, you have to tell them as well how they are, smart and all that. You have to be able to look up, make them to see themselves as important to you as a parent, and important to other children out there and to generations to come. So a father is supposed to be there to stand in a gap, to make the child feel fulfilled, feel okay, feel nothing is lacking, feel they are great, feel their personalities, feel they are good, feel they are beautiful, they are handsome. Make sure they provide for the needs of these children, even if the father perhaps has some challenges with finance. There's a way the father can still make the home still look beautiful, that the children will not have to start thinking, why is my life the way it is? Hello, Mr. Edwin, thank you for joining. God bless you. Good evening, sir. Hello, Maroda, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please help me share the video and invite your friends. Help me share the video and invite your friends, because today fathers are going to be learning as much as mothers are going to be learning from what we have to share today. I'm sharing part of my life story that I shared few months ago. I shared this life story. For those of you who did not watch this life story, please help me. You can go on my YouTube channel, Topsy Gifts, and you see the live stories. My life stories I shared on Facebook, I posted on my YouTube channel, and you watch, because I got a lot of testimonies from the first life experience growing up as a child that I did. And I was blessed. I was blessed, and I was happy because other people inboxed me and they were telling me how much they are blessed, and they were still sharing the video, because a woman told me that she shared it with a friend who was going through life challenges and was about giving up on life. And that's a life experience I put on Facebook was a testimony for her, because after she finished watching it, she was relieved, she was revived, because what we went through as children it was hell on earth. So I could remember my Ufoma told me that she wrote on the comment box that she thought she went through hell when she was growing up, that now she realized that she never went through half of the thing we went through as children. So if you missed that video, you could go watch it later on. So a father is supposed to be the one to protect the child mentally. You know why? Because sometimes when you go to school as a child, You have competitors out there. You have competitors. You have people who feel they are very smart, children who are very smart, children who are very, sociable and all that. Sometimes your children might come back with a low grade, and it can affect their mentality, because that was what their teacher told them in class, that they are either dull, or they cannot be productive, they are not smart, they are not intelligent. This was the same thing Albert Einstein. If any of you know Albert Einstein, one of the greatest scientists in history, was told that he was a dull child, that he was a dull boy, but his mother did not agree with the teachers, because it got to the point that they expelled him from school. They expelled him from school because they thought that this guy cannot, this guy would, but Einstein was going to keep, bringing down the name of the school, making teachers to go through stress on, trying to teach him. So what did the mother do? The mother withdrew the mother did not withdraw the child. He was practically expelled from school. He was expelled from school. But you know what the mother did? The mother took the boy and started teaching the boy herself. And that was how Albert Einstein became one of the greatest scientists that history can ever reckon with today. So, like I was saying, the father is supposed to be there to build up the mental ability of the child, because sometimes children get low grades in school. Instead of you to talk them down, you know what you do? You raise them, you push them up. You tell them, don't worry, today your grade is D or C, but tomorrow you can be an A-star child. Let me teach you how to go about it. And then you start looking for practical ways or playful ways on how you can impact the mental ability of that child easily, so that he or she can even beat those people in class that feel they are already genius. So when a father is not doing this aspect, when a father is just there to give money in the morning, he will give 2,000 or let's say 10,000 or 5,000 naira, and say, my wife, take this money, prepare breakfast or prepare lunch, I'm off to work. He comes back 10 p.m. in the night. Oh, children, how are you doing? Daddy is here. Daddy bought bread and whatever, chocolates, and they ate. Have you done your home assignment? Oh, it's okay. He checks the home assignment is good. The father, take a bath, take his dinner, and head to his table to go and do his office work. The next morning, he's off to the office to work. So what kind of impact are you making in the life of your children as a father? What kind of impact are you making in the life of your children as a father? Because to you, you will be thinking that, oh, I put a roof under their head and I keep providing for their needs. I pay their fees. I pay their school fees. I buy clothing for them. I buy ice cream. I buy chocolate. I talk to them once in a while. I have weekends when I don't go to work. I have them around to share, stuff with. Well. There's more that your kids need that you don't understand, that you might not know that you are not doing as a father. You might not know. You think that is all the child needs to be an excellent child. That is all the child needs to build his or her mental ability. Well, that is less. That you have to do even much work, for them to be excellent children. For those parents who entrust their children in the hands of nannies or let's say lesson teachers, because mothers are always busy taking care of stuffs out there, and they say when you come back from school 2 p.m. you go straight to by 3 p.m. the child goes to a lesson teacher's place, or the lesson teacher comes to the house to teach the children, and when he or she is done, they leave maybe by 4 p.m. Before daddy will come back 10 or 8 p.m. Mommy comes by 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Well, you know what? When the lesson teacher sees that these children are too free, he might start abusing them. He might start sexually abusing these kids. He might start sexually abusing them and threaten them not to tell anyone. So you wouldn't know that your children are passing through a lot of things, and because you are too busy, you might not know. And you are thinking you are an excellent father. Well, watch it, because something else might be happening to your kids out there and you will not know about it. So who is a true father figure? Who is a true father figure? A true father figure is that man who has the ability, who knows that his place is to take care of the emotions of a child, to take care of the physical needs of a child, to protect the child. Of course, that's a family, to protect the family and all that. But I'm talking about children today. To protect those children, to care for them, to protect their mental needs, to provide for them, to love them, to care for them, to affirm to the girl child that she is beautiful. You think that is not important? It is very, very important to affirm to the girl child that she is beautiful and the guy is handsome, and again to affirm to these children that they are unique in their own way, so they don't struggle to try to live up to other people's expectation. They know that they are unique within them. They know they are smart. They know that they are great. They know that they are that they are special children. So you keep affirming to them that this and this is who you are. Okay? So especially the girl child. Now today I'm going to be talking more of the girl child. I'm going to be talking more on the girl child. So you affirm to the girl that she is pretty, that she is unique, that she is intelligent, that she is smart, that she is loving, that you care for her, that you love her, that you can do anything for her, that she is a great child, that she is awesome, that she is that you can provide for her, that she is beautiful, and you can support her in all aspects of life, that you can support her as long as you live. So by so doing, you are not just building her in one aspect. You're not just making her feel that I am beautiful, because one of the mistakes that parents make is that they keep telling the girl child, you're beautiful. Angel, you're beautiful. Every day, Angel, you're beautiful. Angel, you're beautiful. Daddy tells Angel she's beautiful. Mommy tells Angel you're beautiful. So the girl grows up with the mindset that life is all about beauty. So if you're not beautiful, it's like there's something wrong with you. So she grows up with this attitude of I'm beautiful. So she, what she does, she will begin to look for beautiful things to buy. So everything of her becomes about fashion. She wants to make sure she keeps looking good. She wants to, because she thinks that life is all about being beautiful. So if you are not looking good outwardly, it means you are not beautiful, because for every time Angel wears a beautiful cloth, she then looks beautiful. She then looks extra beautiful. So she thinks that life is all about beauty. So while you are supposed to tell her that she is beautiful, and build her mindset, and build her mind. Tell her she's unique. Tell her she's great. Tell her that there's a king in her. Tell her that she is A-class student, even if she's having challenges with her, with her studies in school. look for ways on how you can build her and keep encouraging her mind. Keep building great words into her ears. That is how you can sprang up every abilities, hidden potentials, hidden abilities that is inside of her. She begins to have the mind of I can do it. She begins to have the mind of I can make it, I can do this. All things are possible to him that believe. All things are possible because I am seeing, I am believing it. It can be possible. She goes into solitude to read, to study, to make researches on anything she carry out to do. She begins to see excellence because daddy is bringing out the giant in her. So that the father is not just the one who thinks that all the child needs is just the physical father who he hugs every day or every morning before he goes out, or kisses, or when he comes back provide for the need of a child, or just make sure that there's a roof over their head. Well, you might be getting it all wrong. So my own father, let me tell you my own story now. My own father instead of my father, I remember several times when I got less than his expectation in class, my father will so insult us. He will insult you. You this dull child. You this dull girl. You this I'm wasting my money on you. And the money is not even his money. It was my mother who was the one paying for our fees then, because you know why? My father used to be a big boy. My father used to be a very big man. He was once working an oil company, so he had a lot of money. And then we were living in the northern part of Nigeria before the Sharia crisis started, and we lost everything in just a blink of an eye. And then we relocated to the city of Abuja, and life started all over again for us. But when we relocated to the city of Abuja, my father refused to work for any man. My father refused to become, to go search for a job. My father refused to do anything. He was 24 hours lying on the bed and doing nothing. And the first place we ever stayed in the city of Abuja, when Abuja wasn't very developed, when some parts of Abuja weren't very developed, we were living in a bamboo, I don't know what they call it, bamboo houses. Houses that were built with sticks. Houses that were built with sticks like this. Those were things that we're living on. You get a stick like this that's the very big and wide ones. That is what we were practically living on. That was what we were practically living on. And until my mother started doing some petty business, going into farm work and all that, that was how we were able to raise a little money to start even renting a block house. So that was how we later got into the block house. And when we got into the block house, even while we were living in the bamboo house or so, my father refused practically to work. He refused that he will not work because he lost all the wealth, all the stuff he used to enjoy, having a lot of boys to work with him, having a lot of people calling him yes sir, and he lost all his money and everything, all the cars, everything gone. What happened? He refused to work. So why? To me, I felt like, what are you saying? You're not working. So why can't you work? So who do you want to be the father of the home if you say you are father? Who do you want the children to now take your place as a father and start becoming the father of the home? Or you want your wife to take the place of a father? Oh Jesus. It was so painful that we started hawking on the street. We started eating from dungeons. We started eating from people's bean basket. We started living life like people who had no value here on earth. We started living life hell on earth. It was so terrible, but we kept pushing on. My mother, all of us, we and our mother, we go to the farm, and we had a very big plot of land. Of course, it's not ours, it's government land, but since it's not developed, you can always plant your crops there. So that was how we were able to plant some crops, and we're always harvesting to make fufu, to go sell. She got a little money, then buy different types of fruits. We go hog. We stayed for years at home without going to school. We stayed for years at home without going to school. And eventually, when we started school, we forgot a lot of things because we're kids, we're children. So we were put under pressure. Our minds were put under serious, pressure to hawk on the street and then to go to school every day. So sometimes when we don't get good grades in class, when we come back, my father, rather than trying to help us, he will insult us. He will insult us and make us feel depressed and make us feel less of ourselves. So because of such kind of thing, we started harboring hatred for our father. We started harboring hatred because he wasn't even ready to work to change any situation. He wasn't ready to be a father, to take up the bills. He wasn't ready to pay the NEPA bills. He wasn't ready to pay the house rent. He wasn't ready to provide food for his children. He wasn't even ready to be our protector. He wasn't ready to be our defender. A man who can stand up to defend his family. There was no father. There was no father figure in my home. There was just a physical man who was always there snoring every night or every time he sleeps. That's what we hear. So we're all having hatred for my father, for our father. And he was there thinking that he's a father. Amazing. He was there thinking that he's a father. And every one of us saw him less of a father. Every one of us didn't see him as a father because he wasn't ready to be the father that we saw in other families. The fathers that we saw in other families were lacking from us. So these things were so painful to us as children. Oh, Jesus. It was so painful to us as children that you can't imagine. My family, we had more of girls than boys. This was so terrible that, we started growing into teenage age. These are the things that make teenagers to get pregnant at early stage, at early life. Not because they actually want to be pregnant or want to go wayward, but because of the pressure of life. My mother was there running scatter, trying to make ends meet. She took the role of a man, and just because of her children, she wants to sustain her children. She doesn't want to, see us getting help from the wrong place. So she took up the responsibility of a father just so she can make us feel fulfilled, so she can replace the fatherhood that we already have lost. She can replace the fatherhood that is missing already in our family. It was so painful. It was really, really painful. So, and the worst part of it is that when my father sees us with a guy, when a guy comes close to us, he feels that, he would then start calling us prostitutes, that we are prostitutes. And these are not secret statements. These are public statements. Something I can't imagine how a father would stand on the public to call his or her daughter a prostitute. It is such a bad statement to make. Even the prostitute, those who prostitute, do not even cannot even stand the fact that other people will call them prostitutes, let alone innocent children who perhaps just said hi. Maybe you said hi to a guy that is around your environment, that maybe far away, you just said hi to him. The moment my father sees you, he is going to call you a prostitute. And that is how painful this thing got to us. It was really, really painful. It was really, really painful. Oh, Jesus, thank you so much. We were having a physical man who stands there, who sits in the house, who sleeps from morning to night, 24 hours from year to year. My mother pays all the bills from house, from farm stores. She pays the bills from the stores we go sell, the mangoes, the pineapple, the orange we hawk on the streets. These were the things we were using to pay bills. So you see how that people can have, fathers, physical fathers, but they don't have fathers in their hearts. They don't have fathers in their hearts. I remember before this situation got worse, when we're still in the north and my father used to have money. You know what happened? What he does for us is that he provides food for us, he provides clothing for us, and there's a roof on our head, but we hardly see our father. Sometimes for days we don't get to see our father. For days we don't get to see your father. And because he has too much money, he's always clubbing from one club to another. He's always going out with friends, hanging out and having fun. So to him, he feels that all our needs has been met, so let him go and enjoy his life. So he is feeling that, because all our needs perhaps to him has been met, then he is a father. He is a father. How wrong he could be. How wrong he has become. How wrong he has become. Let me read what this Blessing Amos is saying. She said, a lot of female children grew up without affirmation, and they lead them to suffer from identity crisis. You see, that's what we're talking about. They really suffer from identity crisis, and it's really, really bad. It's really, really something that we have to address, for those of us who want to be fathers, who want to be excellent fathers to our children, who want to be excellent mothers to our children. We have to do a lot of mind work and other kind of work that will, help them to know that they have one of the best fathers and best mothers on earth. Even if you are not a governor, you are not a senator, you are not a president, but you can make your children become such that presidents of nations will be envying them. Presidents of nations will be envying them. I don't know if you guys know this man called Chris Emafidom. Chris Emafidom, today, I think they're based in England or so. You see, he has so built his children that his children are one of the, most brilliant children on earth today. That even the Queen of England, are having the whole family kept to them, so the Queen of England can, enjoy their brain. They are so brilliant. So it didn't just happen all of a sudden. It's because they have excellent parents. Their parents were not the richest in the whole of England. Their parents are not the richest in the world. Chris Emafidom might not be the richest man on earth today, but his children are already making history. One of the girls is already into technology, and she's doing great work in technology. That is how to be an excellent father to your children, and your children, you see excellence in them, that nations, presidents of nations will be inviting them, so they can be a blessing, so their wisdom can be a blessing to their nations. So don't neglect that part of your child. It is very important. It is very, very important. So there are a lot of wrongs that are actually going on in the society today, and some people do not understand. I think today Facebook is having a network challenge, because today 3 times my husband tried to come live on Facebook. It didn't work. So I think they are having a maintenance problem. They're having a maintenance stuff. So I think that's why we're having a bit network issue. So I'm really sorry about that, all everyone out there. So as you come in, please help me share this video and invite your friends. Hello Ma Ufoma, thank you for joining. God bless you. I think I saw some other persons. For those of us who just joined, God bless you. Thank you for sharing. Please, if you have not shared this video, I will encourage you to share it, because believe me, somebody will be learning from what we are saying today. Somebody will learn from your comments that you have put out there today, and somebody will learn from this video, because this is a life story. This is a life story, and these are things that happened to us growing up as children. And you cannot imagine how many children are living in a home that they have physical fathers, but their father are thinking that I have a family, these are my family, this is my wife, these are my children. But to the heart of the children, they have lost the father dignity. They have lost the father respect that the children are supposed to have, for them. They have lost the place of a true father. So these are very, very important. These are very, very important things I'm sharing out there, because my father really dealt with us. He really, 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 really dealt with us. I'm telling you this because I want to help some people who perhaps are going through, the same thing that we are going through, or the who are going to even go through it in the future. How they can be, they can look above their father and look through the heavenly Father. That as long as they live, as long as God lives, that they can also make history. They can, they can make their fathers be amazed that even without them, that they can become personalities, that they can become personalities. So that was how we were all, going through a lot of things just to, make ends meet, just to help our mother, just to be able to go to even the government almost free education. We couldn't even afford, because when you go to government free education, there are literally little money you pay. It's not something huge, very, very little. You pay very, very little, because it's like a free education. But for you to do the registration and little things, you have to pay a little money. So even that little money we couldn't afford. So by the time my mother was able to afford, for the first person, all of us had to wait. One person go, start the primary school, start the schooling, and when he or she goes far, the other person comes behind, So you see, but it was terrible. It was terrible. We didn't see that coming. So while my father was having all the money, then he was thinking that he was a good father. But unknowing to him, he wasn't a good father, because for him to give us, put us under a roof and provide for us, then that he used to have the money, and so he thought that was all a child needs. To what else? Some father would say, so what else do you need? What else do you need? So I've given you money for school, yes. I've given you transport. I've paid your school fees. I've given you food. I've given you clothing. I paid the bills. So what else do you need? There is more that a child needs to become an excellent child, to become, to become one who can stand the crowd, and speak like a king, and speak like a princess. the child needs you. The child needs you seriously, especially the female, to build her, mindset, to remove the fact that whether she has big bodies, whether she is fat, or she has big breasts or big boots, that she is made in the image of God, that she is beautiful, and that she is great, that there is no one like her, that God made her fearfully and wonderfully made, that she is unique, that she is smart, that she is great, that she is excellent child, that she is awesome, that she is beautiful. Tell her all the good things. You know why? Because I have a girl here in Ukraine. We were classmates. We were classmates. Do you know what happened to this girl? This girl, she's fat. She's a bit fat. She's like three times of me. She's fat, and then she has big breasts and big buttocks. So, do you know what? She's always feeling depressed. She's always feeling not up to standard. She's always feeling that she's not beautiful. She's always feeling that there's something wrong with her shape. There's something wrong with her body. She would say to me, "Oh, how I wish I have a smaller breast. Oh, how I wish I have a smaller boots, because I look awful, because I don't look great, because I don't look good, because I don't think I am okay." So she had low self-esteem because of her looks. She had low self-esteem because of her looks. Though her father had been providing for her physically, giving her the money that she needs, pay her school fees here in Ukraine, but the father forgot that aspect of building her, building her mind, of building her personality. You know what? If you don't build a girl's personality, what she will do is that she will go out to look for a father figure, or a guy who represents a father. So it doesn't matter if the guy is a younger guy or an older person. She will go out to look for that affirmation that she really never got into her head, that she really never understood, those assurance that you never perhaps instill into her ears. She will go out to search for it. She will go out to really get it from a guy. So men think that whenever a lady comes to them, the lady wants attention, the lady wants sex, because of the nature of a man. A man always he's a giver. He's a giver. They feel that, okay, if she comes to me, if she winks her eyes on me, if she's always coming close to me, if she's always smiling at me, if she's always likes to come around me, that means she's looking for sex. That might not be true, because some of the girls who come to some of these guys didn't come because they were looking for sex. They came to fill up what is lacking, that vacuum that is lacking, that their father never filled up. They are looking for somebody who can fill it up. They are looking for somebody who can take over, who can represent the father figure. So by so doing, some of these guys thinking that these girls want sex, will then take advantage of them. So some of these girls are classified into two categories. Some of the girls who grew up without the true father figures who instilled value into them are in two categories. And these categories of people, number one group of the girls are a kind of depressed and segregated kind of people. They are always quiet. They always want to be on their own, because they don't feel belonging. They don't feel that they belong to the society. They don't feel that they are accepted. They don't feel okay. They are very shy. They don't feel that they have all it takes to come out boldly the way they are, because there was no father figure who was always there to tell them all these things that would have built their, self, personalities, to build up their, their selves, to build them up to their self-esteem, to build up their self-esteem. So the father was not giving them that thing. So when they see other girls that are very smart and always, ready to, say beautiful words, and people appraise them, they look into themselves and they feel like they are not worthy enough to do the same thing that those girls are doing. So they go back into their shell and they feel depressed, So that's a one category of, girls who live in the same, who live with their fathers. The father provide for them, the father provide food, clothing, take them out for shopping, but forgot to build up their minds, forgot to build up their personalities in terms of how beautiful they are, in terms of how unique they are, in terms of how great they are, in terms of how that they are giant, in terms of their purpose here on earth, that God has brought them here on earth to make impact to the world, telling them that they can become, that they are genius, that they can become history makers, that they have so much potentials in them, that they can save humanity, that they can use to bless people out there. So when a father forgets his role as a father, or do not know his role as a father, he will assume that providing food for the child, clothing for the child, paying the bills and putting a roof under the child's head, that it eats enough to have an excellent child, it's enough to have a child to truly beat her chest and say, that is my father, or that is my mother. So it is not enough for people to really have physical fathers, and fathers feeling, doing all that and thinking that they are father enough. So children need more than you thinking you have given to them. So check yourself. If you're a parent, if there's a place you are lacking, please adjust this. It's really affecting the mind of the child, but you might not know. You might not really know about it. So that is one category of this girl child who are depressed, who feel low, who have low self-esteem. Now, the other part of the girls are the girls who are active, who are proactive. These girls, though they are kind of, like they are almost like everywhere at every time. They rant, they always talk too much. They are lousy, some of them, because there is no real father figure to help them with that kind of temperament. They will, because they feel they are too smart and they are everywhere at all time, they will start picking things that really doesn't belong to them. I know children still at young age, of course, but you have to correct the child, yes. But if there is no real good father figure to care for these children, to care for them when it comes to that aspect of life, they might think it's something beautiful, it's something good and acceptable to do. They will continue doing it, such that they will grow up with the attitude and go on the streets and be picking people's pockets, and so before you know it, they might even get killed. And some of those girls who are lousy and proactive, girls who are looking for attention as well. You know why? They are looking for attention because they don't have the attention. The father didn't tell them how beautiful or how great they are. So they are looking for somebody to always be around, a guy to always tell them so. And such children get themselves into trouble because they want to please every boy out there who tells them they are beautiful, or tells them anything nice that they haven't been hearing for a long time, or they haven't even heard before. So it sticks to their brain, or it gets to them that they want to do anything to please that person who said it to them. So if it means going to bed with such people, they will do it over and over time again without feeling guilt. So those children who are depressed and have low self-esteem, they will be that's how they'll be pregnant, and they will not even know how they got pregnant. So, and those are the kind of children you will beat and tell them, who got you pregnant, oh, I see that you are a chameleon. Oh, people think that you are just gentle, you are just quiet, that they thought you don't know anything, you are a spoiled child, you are this. But you were the one who pushed the girl to go get affirmation from another place, and the affirmation she got was not a negative effect, was not a negative affirmation, because the guy who was always telling her what you are supposed to tell her had a motive in his heart, and that was the result of what she got. So you wouldn't really blame her for that. So rather than yelling at the child and beating the child and try to smash the pregnancy and blah blah blah, you should be disappointed on your own self. You should be disappointed that you haven't, you should be the one to check yourself. Have I really been a father to these children? Have I really been a mother to these children? Like I said, some mothers, or their job is to tell their children, oh, you are beautiful. Oh, Nkechi, you are beautiful. Cindy, you are beautiful. So everything, they all grow, they got to know that they know that they are beautiful. So they thought life is all about beauty. So they go, to make sure that they keep up that you are beautiful. They think life is all about wears and makeup, and all those stuff. So anything they can do to keep up that standard, they will do it to keep up the standard. Especially, where it gets worse is when you no longer have the money to keep giving them to buy the clothing and look good, since the beauty had really gotten into them without teaching them the other aspect of life, how great they can be, how they can endure, how they can the managerial ability, how to develop, how to use your passion, your zeal to have produce products, and building up personalities, and great women and men into them. The girls will use that beauty, since there is no money again to keep looking beautiful. They will look for a guy who can always provide for them to look beautiful, and a lot of things will come out from that, from that kind of relationship. Because I see girls in universities, they want to keep looking beautiful because that is what they got from either their homes or from their friends. So the dangers of this is that when fathers really don't take up their responsibilities as fathers, some of these girls, their friends will be telling them, oh, you are not beautiful. You are not beautiful. You are only beautiful when you do like this. You are only beautiful when you do like this. Oh, you are not intelligent. You are only intelligent when you do like this. You're only intelligent when you do. So, and advice from friends, some might be very wrong people, because I had some people then in my class as friends. I don't really see them as friends, but in a mixed school, in a mixed environment, you don't always have children who think the same. You have the good, the bad, and the ugly, people mixed in the same class. Even if you say, no, I'm going to put my child in a girls' school, I'm going to put my boy in a boys' school, it doesn't change anything. If you don't build them up as personalities, they will get there and mix up with these people, and they might tend to adhere to what those people are telling them, because you really did not build personalities in them. So these girls will be telling them, oh, you are not beautiful, you are not this, because your breast is small, or your breast is too big, or this, your buttocks is not good. I'll take you to a place where you can, inject your buttocks and have a bigger boot, have a figure 8. So I will take you to a place where you can do a breast implant, or breast something, or you inject your breast and your breast becomes big and firm and nice. That is how you know that you are beautiful, because when you wear clothes, you have shape and all that. So a lot of lies out there. So because you really did not affirm to her how beautiful she is, and how how awesome and unique she is made, so that nobody can deceive her, that beauty is not all about what you wear or how your shape is looking. So that beauty is in the greatness that you have inside of you. So try to build this. If you don't, it might really affect her, because she might then listen to her friends or her classmates or the people around her, thinking that is what beauty is all about. And before you know it, it's either her breast is getting rotten, or her boots is getting rotten, or she's HIV positive, or one thing or the other, or she's pregnant, or or she was caught in abortion and she died. The abortion wasn't completed, she died doing the abortion. You see a lot of things out there that can really, really save your children. When you are not there, you can beat your chest and say to anybody who cares to listen that my child is a great child. Know why? Because you have instilled values into that child. So that is what to be an excellent father is all about. It's not just what we mostly see in Africa today, and of course in Europe, because sometimes some of these things are obtainable in Europe as well, because people are always busy. Also in Europe, people are always busy to having to make so much money to pay bills, and for you to be able to keep up life, you have to work so much hard that you forget that your children are gifts from God, and God has entrusted them into your hands. And if you fail to build them up rightfully, and to make them who God has purposely made them to be, you have failed them as parents, and you have failed God who entrusted them into your hands. So fathers are always purpose-driven people. They are, people who tell the children that they are here for a reason, that the reason why they are here is to make impact on earth, is to make impact here on earth. So fathers create this right sense of importance, to be right sense of importance in their children, telling them how important they are to everyone out there, so they can grow up and know that I am who God says I am, and I have heard it all. Daddy had told me, and today I have relationship with God. God has even revealed to me more than what even Daddy told me. So they will be glad that they belong to such a family. They will be so proud of the family that they are coming from. Why is it that some children, their parents are fathers who do not have arms and legs, and those children are so proud to have those fathers? You know why? Because it wasn't because the father was not providing for them, but because the father did even much more work than those who had arms and who have legs. So imagine Pastor Nick. I'm using I don't know why I like to use Pastor Nick as an example. So imagine Pastor Nick as an example. If Pastor Nick he doesn't have legs, he doesn't have arms, and he's building the mindset of his children and providing all that they need, even without arms and legs, still be a protection to his children. My friends, these children will be so grateful to God, and they will be proud of their father even if he doesn't have legs and arms, because the father has instilled values into them that some fathers with legs and arms haven't done to their own children. So children whose fathers are having arms and legs will be even jealous and wishing that, I wish your father was my father. Because I remember when we were growing up, several times we have wished that some fathers were our father. We had wished that we belonged to that family. We had wished that we belonged to the other family. We had wished several times that God put us in that family. So we see that family as the right family, or as the good family, because of where we were coming from. Because of where we were coming from. My father wasn't ready to do any of that for us. But what happened? My mother assumed the place of a father, even though she really did not know how to properly do it. She was always telling us that we are beautiful, and the only place that that, of course, we were grateful for that. And she was always teaching us the word of God. She will always tell us that life is very practical. Life is very practical. So she was always telling us that it pays to work hard. It pays to work hard. So hard work is a value. Hard work is something one should be proud of. So all of those times we had pains and tears in our eyes, she built us to a hard worker. She built us to a hard worker. So fathers will have to remind their girl's child that they are heroes. That they are heroes. So, and they are A-class children. They are A-class children no matter what happens. That they are A-class children. So it's so painful, it is so pathetic when fathers do not know their role. It is so pathetic. So we all ought to know, those who are fathers, we all ought to know that we, being a father, is what more than just providing for the child, or paying the bills of the child, or paying the bills at home. There is more to raising an excellent child than all that. So God help us, excuse me. So you have to affirm to your child that she is a heroine, that she is a heroine, or else I'm telling you, you might be doing more harm to your female child than good. You might be doing more harm to her than good. I've heard, just like the same thing applicable to wives, I've heard women who said to their husband, will I eat money? The man is always signing checks of millions and keeping on the table, for them to go out for shopping and all that, but was never available to make them feel like wives. There was never husband-wife relationship, So they have all the property, they have all the latest cars, they have all the money, but they don't enjoy the fact that they are married. They don't enjoy the fact that they are wives. So the same thing with women, okay? So these women at a point will get upset and ask their husbands, is it money that I married? Did I get married to money? Did I get married to money? Or will money give me the satisfaction or the vacuum, fill up the vacuum that is in my heart? Okay? So you see how important relationship is. If relationship isn't important, God wouldn't have made Adam and Eve. God wouldn't have bothered making man and woman. He would have just made a generation of just man or a generation of just woman. So that is how, a man and woman are important to each other. So even the same as mothers, they also feel the heat. They also feel these things. They also feel the vacuums. And you know what? Some African women will just endure. We just pretend that all is well. And so some of them who are not, who are not godly, who are not, who really do not have the fear of God, will go have a younger boys to, sleep with them, fill up their sex life, And even at that, they are still not fulfilled, because there is more fun you get in true relationship than just sex. There is more relaxation, there is more happiness, there is this more joy you get in a true relationship between a father and a mother, or a husband and wife, than just sex. So those kind of women who have all the material things, all the money, and their husbands are never there for them, so these women feel that, oh, if I get a guy to pay him and always sex me or always sleep with me, I will feel the joy that is lacking in my heart. But even at that, some of them still feels frustrated. They still do not get, the fullness of joy that they derive or they are looking for out there. So such things are also applicable to married women out there. So you see that the same thing a girl child is looking for those sweet words, those things that can sprang up the giants in her, those things that can make her a personality, those things that makes her look different from everyone or every girl out there. So those words that you are supposed to, build her. Those times when she will fall, you give her a helping hand. Those times when she will make it, you will hug her with a big heart. Those times when she feels less of herself, when something happens and she feels like the whole world is against her, but you come there and tell her that you are not against her, that you are with her. So those things are the same thing, wives are also looking for from their husbands. So when they don't get it, they feel, something is wrong with the relationship. That is how they start feeling bit of, anger, they'll start piling up angers, little, and on a very good day, it will all be unleashed out on the man, and the man will wonder when all of those things happen. He wonder when, how he had become so busy or so irresponsible that he forgot the place of a good father, or he forgot the place of a good husband to his wife. So, and that's how sometimes the man did not see the divorce letter coming. The wife just gets filled up with this thing, and when she unleashes it out, and she just tells you, I am done with this marriage. Hello, Vivian Taylor, thank you so much for joining. Hope B, thank you for joining. God bless you so much. Please help me share this video and invite your friends. Okay, so that is how she will unleash all these things out, and you'll be wondering, oh, I didn't know, but what happened? You were too busy to recognize that she even needs emotional needs, that there are things you are not doing right, or so that's why we all have to always, sometimes you pause and check yourself. You check your life, you check your financial record, you check your family, you check your children, so you don't get too busy or too carried away by life and its business, and then you lose your family and you lose your integrity and the place of a true father. So it is very, very important. It is very, very important, because you know what? Life will always be busy. Life will always be busy. Life will get you so busy that if you are as an assistant director, you'll be working hard to get to a director. So you will get so busy, you will become so busy that you will forget that there is even much more beautiful things out there that God has entrusted into your hands than the wealth that you are chasing out there. And if you lose it, if you get all the wealth, you won't be fulfilled, you won't be happy for losing your own family. So as much as you want to carry your schedules on daily basis, you want to carry it along, please carry your children along, please carry your wife along, please carry your family along. Hello, Ma Ufoma Anigoro, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Please help me share the video and invite your friends. We are talking about growing up without a father. I grew up without a father, without a true responsible father. That's what I'm talking about. I had a father figure. For those of us who came earlier on, you would have heard that story. I just told a story about my life, and how terrible, growing up without the real true physical father who understands what a fatherhood is all about, what true father, what being a true father is all about, the wrong effect it can have on your children, the wrong effect it had on us as children growing up. So it took mental hard work for me to try so hard to want to change the fact that I don't have a father. And the same thing every one of us out there, which is my family, my sisters and brothers, are thinking, that we all do not have a physical, we all do not have a father, because he said to us that if we want to go to school, we should train ourselves. And he said it and he meant it, and that was how life has been with us. But we give God the glory. We give God the glory because God has never abandoned us. He has never abandoned us. So you have to, as much as you want to also build your children, don't forget the place of your wife. Do not forget the place of your wife. Women are very tender. Women are very emotional. So you have a lot of work to do as a father. One thing I want to tell every man out there is that the very day you were born into this earth, okay, before I tell every man out there, let me tell every mother out there who have a male child, please, you have to affirm to your male child that he is a blessing to woman, to the being called woman. Tell your male child that he is a blessing to the female figure, that he is a blessing to them. And then you tell them that you know why you're a blessing, because very soon you are going to be a friend, you are going to be a father, you are going to be a husband, you are going to have a territory, a family to call your own. And that territory is your domain that you will rule, and you will produce personalities from your wife to your children. So you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of mind work to do. You have a lot of physical work to do. You have a lot of work to some things to render to your family that they are expecting from you. So they will start preparing their mind that they are not just a male child who has the male organ and who do not understand their place on earth. You know why? Because if you start telling your male child how much of responsibilities are on them and how they should start studying books early age, at teenage age, they should start studying about relationship and marriage. They should start studying about it on time, because they will have so much information on how to build their homes, on how to be an excellent fathers. Because these things will really, really help them. It will really, really help them not to make mistake in life, and not to have children who will not see them as fathers. Not to have children who will see them as some kind of a man there who is just there to provide for their needs, and that's all. So if our mothers and our fathers will help to educate their male child, when they get into the marriage, they will when they become youth and become married, you will see them making an excellent home. So to every man out there, you should start knowing that you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of work to do to your wives and to your children. So you have to start reading, go to the internet, read a lot, read books, and read a lot of things on how you can better your home, on how you can become an excellent father. Apart from the fact that you provide for them, you protect them, you have to read who is a girl, who is a boy, who is a woman. Understand the teenagehood, the changes in their lives, everything that had to do with their mind, their emotion, how it transforms, and how you can help them when they get to the teenagehood, how you can help them when it comes to the youthful age. So you get, your work will be easier for you if you start learning, if you read to understand these things, so you relate at ease. You make a beautiful home, you make a beautiful father, one that your children will be proud of, one that your children will be proud of. So it is not enough to provide physically for your children, like I said, to just pay the bills and all that. You should know that the day you were born to be a man, whoa, you are the God that the family is seeing. You are the God that the children is seeing. So you can lead them to the right paths of righteousness. You can lead them to the right path of life, and you can destroy them as well. Okay, so if you want to make a beautiful home, you study so much. Hello, Sir Fortune, thank you so much for coming. Good evening as well. Please help me share the video and invite your friends. I'm talking about the topic titled Growing Up Without a Father, hashtag true life story, hashtag building minds. So you came late. I've shared my little experience growing up as a child, and how that a lot of people are still having the same issue today. Okay, so you have to know that the day you became a man, the day you came out of your mother's womb and you are a man, and you started growing to to 10, 8, at most maybe from 15 years old, we should, or 14 years old, we should start giving you relationship books to read, and anything you don't understand, we explain to you as a man. So you start building yourself to become a future beautiful and amazing father, so you can build a beautiful home for yourselves. You know why I'm saying this? Because if our parents will take up the responsibility of teaching our male child this responsibility of becoming an excellent father, you know what you are doing? You are saving another girl out there who do not really understand who a husband is, and who might be having issue with a man who do not understand what a husband or a father is. So if the guy understands what a father is, he would be helping, he will build a beautiful home. And if the girl is properly taught, imagine this girl is properly taught and the guy is properly taught, they will make a beautiful home. We will avert a lot of marital abuse. The man will know that his strength is not to abuse his wife or his children. He will be properly brought up, he will be properly trained. So I wish that our parents will take up the responsibility to start teaching our children the right thing to do, when it comes to family and all that. But I'm still talking about growing up without a physical father. Growing up without a physical father, it can be very, very derailing. It can be very, very bad. It can make a child or mar a child. So if a child do not have a physical father, the upbringing of a physical father, it might be really, really bad for that child. It might be really, really bad for that child. So I'm sure I'm going to continue this topic tomorrow, because I'll be going off in the next 3 minutes, because I have to join my mentor, Dr. Sunday and Delaja. We're still on the topic of truth. So if you want to have a copy of this video, just share it publicly, or of course you will have it on your timeline. And then you want to save somebody out there, you want to teach somebody to become an excellent father or an excellent mother, please inbox the links to them or to groups, so that people can learn to become excellent fathers out there, and so we can save our generation, so we can save our generations, so that people will understand that they did not become fathers just to become abusers. They became fathers for an important reason, and they will start, taking out responsibility that they are supposed to, take out to make life beautiful for their children, to make life beautiful for their children. So I hope you guys have learned something today. I hope I've made a little sense today. I do hope you will join me tomorrow so we continue this topic. I'm still going to talk about the male child, the effects of the lack of a physical father in the life of a male child. Today we will basically talk about a girl child, but a general one. What I talked a little about general, but more on the girl child, and I talked a little about the wife, and that which is the mother of the home. So guys, don't stop sharing this video. Don't stop sharing. Let's save lives out there. Let's save people. Let's help generations. Let's help innocent children who are going through depression because of lack of the fatherhood understanding, lack of fathers who are fathers, and they do not have true understanding of what a true father is all about. So guys, thank you so much. I am grateful. I am humbled by your presence every now and then. Thank you so much for joining me, and for those of you who made beautiful comments, I'm so sorry. I don't think I can be able to read those comments, but I appreciate every comment out there, because those people who will watch this video will go through those comments, and they will be blessed one way or the other. So guys, thank you so much, and God bless you for all your care and all your efforts. I am so grateful, and I'm humbled by your presence. So I remain my humble self, Topsy Gifts, here in Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine. Don't stop sharing. Let truth be told, and let lives be saved. So guys, do have a wonderful night rest and enjoy the rest of your day. So join me and watch Pastor Sunday Adelaja. Let's talk about the truth in another aspect. Okay, so do have a wonderful evening and enjoy the rest of your day. So guys, so take care of yourselves. So bye bye.